with great love and respect in my heart. I welcome you to this beautiful gathering of friends and family from the holy city of Varanasi. It's 9:30 here at night. The morning started at 4 a.m. and it has been a beautiful day. A beautiful day of activity. So I will just describe what happened today to you, just a day in Varanasi. The morning started with a satsang. People in the city gathered. We had a nice satsang, talk. Then everybody had breakfast together. That was sponsored by somebody. And then the children living at the ashram stayed back, but many other people showed up on the other side of the river at Amrit Sagar. All the girls from the Shanti Niketan came. Many other women from Project Shakti went. So across the river was all the women and the girls, and over here were all the boys doing cleaning and organizing the ashram here, and all the women and the girls were across the river. It just happened, unplanned. And there were lots of piles of wood that was cut up that needed to be moved from one place to another. We have found the girls very useful, I would say, in moving things from one place to another. They line up like a beeline sometimes, just pass things around. And last week we moved 2 trucks of bricks, and they were singing and giggling and having so much fun. And they moved this pile of brick from this place to that place. Then we got the idea, well, they're so good at moving things around. We had piles of wood all over. Why not put that in a nice place? And it was quite a sight to see these little girls carrying this wood on their shoulders. And there were some logs were bigger, and there were like 2 or 3 of them. And one log, there were 7 of them. And it was like ants carrying some big thing and moved it from this place to that place. So girls were busy moving these big chunks of wood, and all the women of Project Shakti were digging with this powder, this Indian shovel, and they made a whole nice little garden. Now, the powder is used only by men, but these women from Project Shakti, they were having so much fun using all those tools that usually is reserved for males. And they made this nice garden, clean. Now, please remember, these are the women who live in a little room in a narrow lane somewhere with 5, 6 people in one room, cramped in. They never get to experience open outdoors, a clean space, clean air, sunlight, and get to put their hands in the dirt. And this went on for a couple of hours. And after that, they all sat down, and a drum came out, and they sat in a circle and started singing. All the kids came, and And the women just went on singing one song after another. And then somebody showed up and they sponsored a yogurt lassi drink. And that's like such a treat after having worked so hard to have a nice clay pot filled with thick yogurt with cream on top and sugar. And there was so much fun. And I was just thinking, after I came back from there, came here, saw what the boys had done, if I had to sum up the whole day in one sentence, I will call it Dance of Shakti. Dance of Shakti. It was energy that was moving through each individual. Energy. We all have that energy bubbling through us. Now it's up to us how we direct this flow of energy. We feel blessed if we are inspired by something, we want to create something, then that energy can be directed in that flow. That energy could be directed in that direction. Energy is there. If we don't have a vision, if we don't have a purpose, then the same energy can be very destructive. It can make us go round and round and round in circle in our own head about an idea, about a thought, about ourselves, about our life not being fulfilled or not being happy. It's the energy that is within us that needs to be directed, that needs to be channeled in a way that could be good for ourselves or good for the humanity as a whole. All these people who are there, if the boys here, the girls and the women over there, if they didn't have this opportunity, what else would they be doing? I was thinking about that too. And I was talking to somebody and they said, well, I'll be hanging out on Facebook or surfing or go visit somebody. And so basically, that energy will be spent one way or another. We are blessed if that energy is spent in a way that brings us joy together collectively and we create something beautiful. Now, it's very hard to create all by yourself sometimes. So it's good to have a Babaji who is like a, what do you call that? Pied Piper. Whatever. Something, it's nice to have somebody that who can at least help us that way. And if not, then we have to find that for by ourselves. And sometimes we get into our own idea or mindset or sense of loss or sense of suffering, grief or fear, some kind of, and we are totally consumed by it. Unless we find a channel for that energy to move in another direction, we keep going round and round in circle in our own head. If there is nothing else to do, get out of my house and just start sweeping the front of my house, organizing my closets, organize the clothes, organize the table. And it may look very menial or even meaningless little project, but it's not. That Shakti, that energy that's bubbling within us is being channeled in a direction that's creative. And at the end of the day, everybody was happy. Nobody was unhappy. Although their shoulders were hurting, their back was a little strained and their muscles were sore, but everybody was happy. And this was a perfect example, a perfect thing to watch today, really, the dance of Shakti. Shakti is dancing constantly because our body is a perfect machine and energy is created. The food we eat turns into energy, and that energy is there and it needs to flow because energy is never stagnant. Energy's very nature is to flow. And it's a blessing if that can be channeled in a way that it can flow towards creativity, towards making things better. When we make things a little better, a little beautiful, a little more organized, vibrations coming out of that are very healing to us and to those who happen to be around. Why I'm sharing this with you? Because we all have that energy to deal with. Every day we wake up in the morning and that energy is there. And if we don't have a vision for the day, then it just keeps all kinds of thoughts start coming. So it's very helpful to have a vision for the day. It's very basic, very simple. I know you may be thinking, yes, those are the boys and the Project Shakti women, but I got my own story and I got my own struggle, and it doesn't relate to me, but it does relate to us all. Every day as we wake up in the morning and just ask ourselves, what do I want to create today? What corner of the house, what corner of my land, what corner of where do I want to just make little things a little more beautiful? As simple as that, practical. It was, the morning started with thick fog and cold, damp, and we have an open pavilion here where people come to meditate and sit. And I was so touched that even in this bad weather, so many people came from the town, wading through the traffic and dealing with the noise and the clamor. But they were here at the ashram 9 o'clock in the morning, and the whole shed was full of people. I was very moved that these are the people who have a very tough life. They have so much struggle going on in their life, but separating themselves from that, they came here. And I was filled with gratitude that they came to the ashram thinking that they will find some peace or something in their life. And I didn't do much. I just sat down and talked to them and had them close their eyes and breathe and remind them the happiness is within you. It's your choice. It's your choice. Reality is very different than what we think. Reality is what we feed. What we feed means those thoughts, the thoughts that we entertain again and again and again. We are feeding that thought and we are making it real. The choice is ours. We choose to make our reality. Even an idea of unhappiness is just an idea. And we keep thinking about it, that this is the only way that it will make me happy, then I'm unhappy. But that's an idea of happiness. There may be some other idea of happiness. Maybe leaving that idea is an idea of happiness. So I'm just seeing each one of you and feeling sometimes we catch on to one thought or one interaction with someone, and that interaction happened sometime way in the past. It's not there, but for us, it's still very real. We keep holding on to it. If we don't give it that much value, if we don't keep revisiting it, it has come and gone. Somebody may have said something in a moment of irritation or anger or resentment or whatever. It was just an exchange, but we make it so real. Somebody's trying to give you something. If you don't take it, where does it stay? It stays with them, not you. It becomes yours only if you take it, make it your own, and then make it your problem. All that energy that we have gets spent into that emotion, that fear. So we really have to think about the Shakti. If we call ourselves the worshippers of Shakti, we have to be very careful, where do we spend our energy? Not only in actions, even in emotions. What kind of emotions do I entertain? What kind of thoughts I entertain? Just look at yourself in a day, whether I'm thinking too much about anger or fear or greed or lust. These are the major ones: Kam, Krodh, Mad, Lobh, anger, fear, greed, and lust. But there are other siblings too. But these are the four ones, are the big ones. So it might be a little good thing sometimes to just take an inventory of the energy that you have and look at it. Where are you spending more of it? Usually we think about our problems, but today I'm proposing you to think about your investment. that you have certain amount of energy, look at it. Where is it being spent? In what proportion? I sit here and I listen to people and their problems sometimes, and most of the time the problem arises from what others have told to them. Oh, this person said this to me and I just don't. That person said, but is how much truth was there? That person may have said out of anger. Or sometimes when people are angry, they say something that they really don't mean, but they just come out with that vengeance. So only that thing becomes real that I give importance to. If I don't give importance to it, it has come and it just goes. And I save my energy for some other things. Anyway, I just wanted you to share about my little experience of dance of Shakti. And I have had a long day. Just wanted to greet you and would love to hear what's on your mind. Thank you all very much. I'm here. I'd love to hear from you.